knowing that the purpose of this podcast is to explore the unity and diversity of identities occupied by people we think of as Black men, to educate society on the fact that Black men are an incredibly diverse population of people who embody a broad range of identities outside of their race and gender, to help us and other Black men heal by having humble, open, and transparent conversations about who we are and how it feels to be who we are in society. You're a podcaster now, Rob.
Yeah, I'm the podcaster making $0 off of the podcast. Episode 3. Got to take yourself very seriously.
Got to lock in.
You got to be locked in. Ready to go. Steph Curry. Steph Curry with the pot.
I was telling Elizabeth that I was like trying to prove my productivity. Not really prove it, but I was like, no, I've been working. I was slacking.
Yeah.
And I was on Slack, like just sending out messages and logistics. I'm like, why would they name it that? That's so stupid. Because
the worst possible name.
Yeah, because it was work. I was connecting with people and in catching up on. It was stupid. I was locked in there though, but now I'm locked in on this because I've muted my Slack.
Locked in on this. Slack is officially muted for the day. That's good news. What's going on, man? What's been up in your world other than Slack and folks at work?
Yeah. There we go. Let's stay focused.
Lock in.
I've been doing a bunch of like home projects, but they've hit a little bit of a pause because I did something to my back.
Oh, that's right on time.
Area. I don't know when. Started Sunday, but usually like whenever this happens, I think it's sciatic. Usually whenever this happens, it'll resolve in 2 days. But it's been escalating actually. So I actually went to the chiropractor, which I don't like to do.
Really? You don't like to go to the chiropractor?
Yeah, I used to go regularly, but now I've just seen too many horror stories about them messing with people's necks and stuff. So I convinced them to just say, like, stay at the lower back, just crack me, don't do anything crazy.
Right.
So yes, so that's what's been going on. So that's the new setup here, trying to move the office around, build walls and stuff in the house, not in the country. In the house. But yeah.
So Rose, most recent episode of the back pain, like when did this happen?
Sunday into today. It's just been continuous.
Okay, so it's been like a week. I'm just curious that I am reading this book like right now. I'm not reading. I don't read it. I'm looking at. I'm gonna share my screen for a second. So if anyone's watching it on video, they can see. Not a sponsor. I just random Google search, but it's called Healing Back Pain by Dr. John Sarno. And it's very interesting because, well, first let me tell you how I came to it, because I was going through Reels and I saw Ted Danson and Eric Andre on a podcast from the Eric Andre. So like famous comedic actor, to me, he's famous, and Ted Danson of Cheers and multiple sitcom fame. And Eric Andre asked him, have you read this book? Dr. Sarno's books, like Healing Back Pain. And Ted Danson was like, yes. He was like, this is the most amazing thing. And so I went to check it out. And I'm only a little ways in to this audiobook, but the premise is that much of our pain, particularly back pain, comes from repressed emotion. And that I'm not suggesting that's the case for you. I'm not telling you about your body, but this is what I happen to be listening to. And the idea being like, we're so trained to suppress emotions, particularly anger, he says, that like we have an emotional reaction. And it could be something that's going on for a while. And when your brain doesn't have an outlet for it, it manifests in like these chronic pain, but particularly around your back, neck, and shoulders. And so I just came across this resource and wanted to share. But it has made me think about two things. Number one, like what's going on in my body and how much of it is the result of repressed emotion. But number two, specifically, the idea that what's under those emotions, because I'm always talking about trauma and this happened, that happened, is anger.
Mm, mm.
And I've been thinking about it for the last 2 days while I'm listening to this. It's like, yeah, man, like I've been angry a lot of times with a lot of people or situations, but it's like I didn't feel comfortable expressing that I'm angry.
Yeah.
And where can I express that I'm angry as a Black man in America?
Yeah.
Without threat of police or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's heavy, man. It's got me thinking. But
yeah. What was the hook for the book? Like, was it the pain, the back pain that hooked you, or anger? Like, what was it that hooked you? Yeah.
Well, honestly, it was Keisha, because she didn't know about the book, but she's been going through like this healing journey, and like her approach to it has been like healing from her psychological pain, and then that will manifest as healing in her body, right? And she's using this mind body approach where she's like doing deep meditation while she's stretching and trying to release inflammation in her body. And just of course going along with like changing the way we eat and drink and what we put in our body, and trying to be more holistic and eat more whole foods as well. But seeing her progress made it undeniable, like, hey, there's something about this mind body connection here.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. And she helped me start meditating and using that methodology. And at the time that I'm just kind of starting that, here's this book. And it's like, very interesting. So the hook was just
I want
like,
to go back, Christian, to the part about anger.
Please.
But before that, what's interesting is, and I've said this before, but like normally whenever there's a pain, historically I would always go to like there was a physical moment that happened, and then like later down the line my therapist or someone would be like, I wonder if there's something emotional, or if there was like if there was a feeling that happened. But this particular back pain that I've been experiencing, my mind went like straight to, am I stressed? Am I angry?
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
I thought that's what it was. Yeah. And then it wasn't until I think today, like on the way back from the chiropractor, I'm talking to Elizabeth, and she's like, you moved like 3 sofas on Friday. Like,
the simple explanation.
We bought a new sofa.
Congratulations. I'm excited to see it.
Thank you. I mean,
doing big things.
When you see it, you can be like, for real, Rob. But
I'm gonna love it.
But yeah, so I think this is funny that it's kind of the reverse of I went straight to the physical, straight to the mental, spent a whole week on that, and then it took me a week to be like, oh, maybe I did some physical stuff. Like I should check into that first. So maybe I'm just extra healed and above everyone.
You're super woke, yo, and that's why I love you. Like the level of wokeness in your household is like, I can like bathe in it when I come over to you. With you and Elizabeth, it's very few places where it's like I walk over there and I'm like, I feel the woke.
We're so enlightened.
It feels good.
Yeah. That's funny, but for real. I feel like my audio might be on a lag. Hopefully we're good.
I'm sure we
are. When it comes to the anger part, though, is there specific, like, can you bucket the anger into something? Like, is it angry? Yeah. What would you say?
And I don't think like I'm just starting to process this stuff. So like I don't have answers now that'll be different in 6 months. But like any disappointment, any feeling of like, oh, I might have missed out on something. Because the next concept he has is like, what's really happening is a struggle between like your ego or narcissism, like this selfish nature that we all have, and other values, like what's good for the community and what's good for other people. And so there are a lot of places where I look back on things where I've had kind of a selfish lens Or if I choose to lean into a selfish lens on it, then I can be angry about it. So like the passing of my former wife, comes to mind immediately. The relationship with my brother comes to mind immediately. I could look at the parenting that my parents did and be angry about things there. And I think the key is like just being able to recognize it and say like, hey, in the past, I probably have been angry about all of those situations, right? And I've carried some anger about it. And I recognize that it's all worked for my good and all is well, and that those people are all human too. But ultimately, for me, it's like the faith covers it all. For me, Yahweh covers all of that, and I'm healed in Yahweh. But I have to acknowledge it. I have to say, yes, that anger has been there, and if I'm not careful, I can let anger and resentment come back. And those are just like 3 examples. I could probably give you 20, even about like specific instances where I was embarrassed or, treated a certain way. I might hold anger.
Yeah. All right. I'm listening as you're talking, obviously, but also like wanting to respond to what you're saying.
Please do.
Sounds like, tell me if I'm not hearing you correctly. It sounds like you're saying anger is wrong. No. All right. Okay.
I'm saying the burial of the anger is wrong. Like the fact that I see what you're saying. Like not all anger comes from a narcissistic place. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like sometimes like you'll be angry, but you repress it because there's a part of you that feels like, hey, society won't accept this, or I wouldn't be a good brother or son or partner if I express the anger in this way right now. So you repress it. So I've repressed it. Now that what I have not done is come back to it and then say to that person, hey, there was this situation and I'm angry about that, and then I just kind of bury it and put it aside. And when I've done that, then that has manifested in other ways like anxiety or depression or pain in my body. So it's not that the anger is bad. It's that the act of burying it and never acknowledging that it's there is harmful, how I think of it. And I think is the point that Dr. Sarno makes in the book.
Yeah. Gotcha. Knowing that all right, I'm going to go over to the purpose of the podcast. It's going to lead me back to my follow-up question.
Just go, bro.
All right.
I'm following you.
All right. There's no reason that's funny. I'm just laughing because it's funny though. All right. So knowing that the purpose of this podcast is to explore the unity and diversity of identities occupied by people we think of as Black men, to educate society on the fact that Black men are an incredibly diverse population of people who embody a broad range of identities outside of their race and gender, to help us and other Black men heal by having humble, open, and transparent conversations about who we are and how it feels to be who we are in society. Knowing that is the purpose of this. Hearing you talk is I won't say triggering, but it's making me feel some type of way about anger, because so much of how I was raised and what I was taught was like, you're not supposed to be angry. You're not allowed to be angry. You don't have a right to be angry.
Constant repression. Yes.
And maybe not even repression, like elimination.
Right.
And I feel like
but it's there.
Point, but it's there. And I'm like,
you gotta smother it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel at a certain point when you start to I shouldn't say you, it felt to me, if we keep or you keep telling me to repress this, that anger is tied to my identity. Like the reason I'm angry is because a part of me is wounded. And if I can't be angry, then you're saying I'm not worth feeling like. So when I hear other people be like, the reason I wanted to get clarification on, is anger good or bad, or what you're just to seek more clarification on it. was like, okay, hold on. I think we all, especially us as black men and just black people, we got something to
Mm-hmm.
be angry about. Like,
Heck yeah.
like we need to let this out, if anything. So yeah, I think it's helpful just to hear your take on it, and then also explore it so that we can come to a place of understanding. Because I think I need to move away from being angry consistently to a place of like working that anger out. Because I
Mm.
know I have things to be angry about, but like
Yes.
how do I work that out and deal with it consistently rather than just like living tense.
Right. Instead of in the living tense is the result of
Mm-hmm.
repression, right? It's
Yeah,
the result of like, I know I'm angry, but I'm not going to deal with the anger.
yeah.
And that's what those messages of like, hey, don't calm
Mm-hmm.
down, don't raise your voice. Like it's constant, like
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to show anger. It all you can do in your brain is say, if I'm going to be accepted, then I cannot express anger.
Yeah.
And for black men in particular, like our existence is a physical threat
Mm, mm,
to most
mm.
people in the United
Yeah,
States,
yeah.
just our existence. So then, and because of people's implicit biases, if we show anger, then that's received as
It's
aggression.
over the top. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's blatant aggression. And in reality, anger is neither good or bad. It's an emotion. Our emotions are just messengers that tell us that something has happened, right? So
Yeah.
anger is like there's been some violation.
Yes.
It,
Yeah.
Anger is telling you there's been some violation of a boundary.
Yeah.
And so if like the challenge is if you're told to repress it, you can't just say, hey, I'm angry because you crossed this boundary. Now it's like it's all repressed and you're ready to go like harm
Mm-hmm.
somebody, or
Yeah.
you're using drugs or alcohol,
Or it lives in the back. At least
or
it did for me.
it lives in the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like it's just something I had never thought of. And to your earlier
Mm.
point, like as black men in America, we have a whole lot to be angry about.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
We got a
not just like
backlog.
right. We just like 50 million tickets in the queue of stuff to be addressed. You know? and
For
it's
real.
and not just like what the system has done to us or what white supremacy has done to us, but what we've done to each other and
Yes.
what
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
parents did. And that,
Yeah.
and I know that may be true of other populations, but we're talking about black men for black
Yeah.
men. And so for black men, I'm close to that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that queue looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how have you been managing anger? What have you been are you still just being like, I'll just push past it? Like, can you think of a time when you were angry and what you did?
Yeah. I have so many.
Right. Another
um,
backlog of tickets.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was at the store and going through self checkout.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say the store because I don't want them to get any press.
Right.
And there
Not
were
a sponsor.
yeah, not a
Right.
sponsor, and I don't think they would ever sponsor us. But I was there because it's the closest one, and a bunch of us were going through self checkout, and I was the only black person and the only black man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the self checkout lady singled me out and was like, "I'll scan your items for you." First of all, like I'm a grown man, but I'm a child. I like to do the boop boop. Like
Yes, yes.
I like doing it.
The laser gun in the
Yes,
store, can't
it's a
beat it.
laser gun.
It's
Like
laser tag. It's laser
yes,
tag with the groceries. I get
and
it.
it's my stuff. Don't touch it. It's self check. Like
Yeah, I
I'm already
came to
getting
self checkout to check
yeah.
myself out.
Let me con.
Yeah,
Apparently, I haven't
you're
worked it out.
angry, right? You're
Yes,
angry now,
I'm starting to
right?
go back to it.
Which is okay, but notice your response. Like
Yeah.
you was like, wait, you had to pump the brakes on your anger.
Yes.
You just made a choice to pump the brakes on your
Mm-hmm.
anger. And it's like,
Yeah.
where's that going?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. And yeah. So
Sorry,
afterwards.
back to the story.
Yeah. 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 So she takes the gun, starts doing, and I'm just looking at her. And in that moment, I'm like, Rob, you can't do anything. Like, this is not the place. This is not the climate. This is not the president. Like, you can't do
Right.
anything. That in and of itself, feeling powerless, feeling my agency, my
Yes.
humanity robbed, that's already infuriating. So I just had to stand there. So my way of fighting back was like, all right, I'm a mean mug you. I want you to hurt. And so
Hmm.
I'm like 5'8", 5'9". I had the work
Hmm.
boots on, so maybe 5'9" and a half. Just glaring, like,
Right.
like, all right, if you think it's a problem, I'm gonna make this a problem for you. And
Hmm.
took the receipt and just like I'm not a threat. I wasn't gonna steal anything. I walked here. Like, check
Yeah.
everyone else. They're gonna steal because your back is to
Right.
anyway. So I left and I just called Elizabeth, like, all right, babe, this is what just happened. This lady singled me out. I'm tight right
Microaggressions.
now. Yeah. Like, should I go back in and say anything? And she's like, what do you think is going to happen? And I just thought about it. I'm like, all right, what is the best possible outcome? And so I just had to think about it. And then in that moment, it was like, all right, do I eat this? That's the phrase that I use. Like, do I just eat this or take it on the
Mm.
chin? And so in my head, this is where the therapy, not kind of, this is where the therapy pays off. It's like, all right, Rob, if you release this, it's not a loss. Like, you show up better for your kids. The kids are on
Oh,
summer.
right.
Like if I release this right now, I get to go home and show up better for the kids rather than go home into the house and just be tight.
Right.
And I'm lashing out at them because the anger is going to go somewhere.
Carry the negative
Um,
emotion, right?
yeah. So I just sat in the parking lot for a bit. And that's how I don't want to say I released it because that memory still makes me angry, but
Hmm.
that's how I dealt with it. That might
Hmm.
be semantics, but like I that's how I dealt with the anger
No,
in
I'm
that
with
moment.
you.
But I don't know if I'll ever release it because I'll always be
Right.
black, and it'll it'll always be it'll always make me angry. Um,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
good. Thank you for sharing that. There's a piece to like this idea of like eating it where it is like we have to count up the costs. Like,
Yeah.
and like to your point around like what agency do I actually have to act on this? And like what is the am I going to achieve the desired outcome by
Mm-hmm.
taking the opportunity? So if I go back in the store and say something, what does that do for me
Mm-hmm.
even?
Yeah.
And and when I have the answer of like, well, there's no recourse here that like undoes what has been done to me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't always know what to do with that. I'm with you. It's like I've processed it a bit. It doesn't mean I'm not angry anymore. And I just wonder how many of those instances it takes before it's like, okay, it's piled up too much. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And one other quick thought in response to what you're saying, this idea that folks are checking us to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that we're not committing crime. And
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, like there's people like,
Like, it's a whole line. No one has
right.
checked out.
No one,
Like,
exactly. But you're so concerned about me that, and then like they're just walking out with their groceries and for free, like, cause you're so concerned about me. Just reminded me of Dave Chappelle talking about, you know, after January 6th, like for so long, you're worried about what we gonna do.
yeah.
Y'all were all this time and energy trying to hold us back to
Yeah.
stop
Yeah.
us from some revolt or
Mm-hmm.
you know all this FBI surveillance of our civil rights leaders and all of that, and it wasn't us. It was them all along
And they came in through the front door.
through the front door. But y'all so worried about us that
That's
they just
exactly
walking in
it.
the front door of the Capitol building. So
It's the,
every time when you get that person in self checkout who's like, "You sir, I'm gonna check you out," just be like,
I think I think
Dave
in the
Chappelle.
future, yeah, in the
It's
future,
them.
I'm gonna wave everyone through. I'm gonna be like, she's everyone, yeah, y'all look good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna just wave everyone
I
else.
got her. I
I
got her
got it.
occupied.
Yeah.
I got Karen here occupied.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead.
Clearly she's not watching any of y'all. Don't
Right.
pay. Like,
Don't pay.
that's a good way. I'm not gonna do that, but I think
Right.
I'm
You
gonna do
perhaps.
that.
even if you don't do it, at least like you can play the scenario in your head. Like while she's checking you out. In your mind, you're just like watching people walk out. Like that's healing to me. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
helps
yeah,
me
yeah.
to that helps me deal with the anger. Laughter, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
Now that we've experienced it together, the
Hmm.
laughter seems to help everything, man. Joy helps everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How's it being a dad right
Yeah.
now, man?
Wonderful.
You gonna say all the right things.
And since this is being recorded,
Yes, it's being recorded. No greater joy.
uh, it is wonderful, but it's also difficult. The
Yeah.
oldest, he's uh two a month ago he was knocking on the door of puberty. He's in the front door now.
Oh, okay. I
All
need
the
to come
mood
for a visit.
swings. He's
Hmm.
oh, and you could take him.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
So he's like in the front door of the house of puberty, and the youngest this was his first week in pre-K. Um, so we're like, it's
You're in
all
the full swing of it. 100 miles an hour every
yeah.
day.
I
Y'all are
don't.
really doing it though.
We're doing it. We are doing it,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just happening to us. I don't know if we're even in control. It
No.
might just be happening to us.
It might feel that way to you all, but from an outsider looking in, um, you all have great intention with your children. And I mean, like, you are quite
Mm.
intentional about kind of the experiences you create for them and, the exposing them to certain ideas and beliefs and behaviors. Yeah, y'all are doing
Mm-hmm.
it. Y'all are doing it. I can't imagine, in the context of everything we just talked about, like, it's hard for me with no kids, and just maintaining for myself and managing my emotions through that. How do you, as a father, how do you feel about your kids? Do you feel like you're hyper protective? Do you feel
Mm.
that they're safe? Do you feel like um, there's really certain messages you got to get to them that are essential for their survival? Like overall,
Mm.
as a father, what are those things that are like that kind of press on you
Yeah,
to
yeah,
define your fatherhood?
yeah. Yes, everything. Yes. We'll call this part one of brothers and fatherhood, because
Right.
like I would say the majority, Christian, of my of and I don't mean this like in an altruistic, I'm like I'm such a good person way. This
Mm-hmm.
like this is just how my brain operates. The majority of my desire, or like my push to be a better version of myself,
Mm-hmm.
is for my kids.
Yeah.
So that they have a blueprint ish, and so that they're not looking at just like a broken down human
Mm.
just leading them down a broken path. So because of that, a lot of my anxiety is rooted in, like, because everything I'm doing day to day is like, all right, the kids are looking at this. I'm modeling this for the boys. And so when I do something wrong, I'm like, it's 10 times bigger than just me screwing up in that moment. It's
Yeah.
like I just effed up the whole play for them.
Um,
And now when they're 37, like they saw dad do it wrong, and it just goes, it
that's a
spirals.
lot of pressure,
It's
man. That seems like
way too much pressure.
you put a lot of pressure on yourself as a
Yeah.
father. Yeah.
Um, so to that point, to give you a peek into life, I got my most recent like mid-year performance review. Um, some of my feedback was pretty good, and some of it I was like, some of it wasn't great,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't happy with that. And I remember I was talking about it recently with my therapist, and what I told her was like, when you all are evaluating me, like you're not just evaluating me.
Mm.
When you give me a paycheck, this is going to land somewhere. When you give me a paycheck, it's not just me.
Mm.
Because when I show up to work, like I'm trying to redo and undo generational habits and like like I'm trying to redo the
Right.
road and the blueprint and everything for my kids. So when y'all mess with me, like you're messing up what I'm trying to do for my kids and what I'm laying out and the example I'm setting for them. So everything means extra right now. So whatever notes you put in my folder for my performance, like you're writing that for Renzo. So tighten it up. Be honest with this you're saying. Like, can't mess around. There's no jokes. Your politics, do that with someone else. But this is for me and my legacy. Everything weighs like 3 times more. And I don't think that's the best way to live life. My therapist was like, Rob, calm down.
Yeah.
But
how did it make you feel when you were saying that? Like, what emotion was that? When you're like, it means more.
Yeah.
This is my legacy. Like, what emotion was that?
Part of it was like pride, because that, like, I like to be about something. And I'm like, I am about what I'm about. I don't. That doesn't. That's like,
I'm about my business.
Yeah, I'm about my business. When it comes down to it, this is what I'm about.
So don't short me. Like,
yeah. And the other part of me was like, this is impossible to maintain. Like, you can't always judge. You can't control other people's thoughts, and you can't control other people. And
period.
So so I was like, all right, Rob, you can't. This is not sustainable. That's the phrase. This isn't sustainable, but also, wow, you really do care about this. Like, you're crazy, huh?
I saw this thing on Pivot Podcast that was and I think it was Channing Crowder who was saying it. So, but forgive me, it was one of the hosts of Pivot, and they're saying, as an athlete, everything you do gets graded. Like, there's a B, C, D, F. Like, there's efficiency score. There's a 40 time. How many times you can rep 225 at the combine? Then you got statistics for every practice and every game. Your performance is assessed on film, and it's this constant like assessment and feedback process, which creates kind of a mindset of like, I'm always being assessed. And I did not play sports past high school, right? Like,
you could have gone pro, but we chose not to.
Nah, that's another show where I would say I could not have, as evidenced by the neck injuries at 16. But when you get used to always being assessed, I definitely think it's true of academia also, right? Like, as someone who's gone all the way through school and gotten a PhD, you get used to someone's always assessing you, and your livelihood, your what people think of you in that field, and all of that is based on these other people's assessments of you, which may or may not be an accurate assessment. And that created something in me. Like, that created I have to be perfect. I have to be really good. I have to like be about my business and make sure, and I never realized until like this year that not everyone has that. And that it might be nice to live a life where it's like, I don't feel like I have to get 100% complete today, or an A on what I did today, or even rating my days as wins versus losses, or good or bad days. But just to be present and alive is enough. And that is hard for me to undo that. Like, I'm always like, I got to be excellent. I got to do this. I got to do that. In reality, I don't. I really could just be me. And I don't know how to undo some of that.
I was going to ask you, how do you undo it? Why do you think it is that you do that?
Combination of factors. Well, with my therapist over the years, varying therapists, I've uncovered this link between like dysfunctional family home and success in school. So like, the one place I felt like esteemed and appreciated was like starting in elementary school. Like, teachers loved me. I was quiet. I did my work. I was intellectually gifted, so I didn't like need to be taught things more than once. I saw it and I did it, and I became really good at being a student.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my identity was so much like student, and then like starting at age 10 or 11, student athlete, that kind of all went away in college. But in my head, it was always like, I mean, the idea of student athlete went away. I was really just surviving, trying to figure out who I was in college. But always, there was always I have to overachieve. I have to, and I do think a lot of it comes from my dad being like, as Black people, we got to do twice as much to get
Mm-hmm.
half as much, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of racial socialization that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So those two factors, the school as an escape from home, and then my identity wrapped around that, student athlete, and these racial socialization messages were like, in order to be accepted or to be successful, you have to work twice as hard, three times as hard, all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you get those racial socialization messages as a kid?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It sounds like in heavy doses.
Yeah, in heavy doses. I'm laughing because I'm thinking like, what would have been like to not get that? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's part of it. Um, yeah, I'm thinking as you're talking and thinking about both of us, like thinking about our I'm gonna call it our why, but just like our performance wise, like
Mm,
how difficult it would be for me to release that.
yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking like I don't even know if I would really want to release my drive being like I don't know who I would be without
Oh,
like
yeah.
father first.
Right.
Like I don't know, and I kind of don't want to find out. Like,
Yeah. I think
um,
for me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
no,
man.
no, that's all.
The I think for me, I'm leaning to the spiritual identity, like child of
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
And it's like and not in any kind of religious way.
Mm-hmm.
I know I mean the books I have on my shelf, I got a lot of Bible books, but I got like the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Quran and
Mm-hmm.
now ultimately I'm a believer in Yahweh, the God of the Bible, the God of
Mm-hmm.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But that identity is one where I can now find like, okay, everything else is secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And and in that identity, for the first time, I'm recognizing like I don't have to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like the idea
Yeah.
of like as a child of God, I might be called to be a father, I might be called to be a husband, and there's this sense of like I should work and do all those things at a high level of excellence because it's
Mm-hmm.
part of the standard is like, but I shouldn't be judging myself or creating a standard for myself to measure up against to say like, oh, it's enough or not enough, or that was excellent, or that. And I absolutely shouldn't be letting what anyone else assesses me on influence how I think of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I think those two pieces, like what other people think of me mattering, and then like creating some goal or standard for how I want to behave and where I want to go, and thinking that that's the right standard. Those are
Mm-hmm.
the two pieces that I think I can undo, and I'm
Yeah.
actively working to undo.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know
Yeah.
how.
We'll find out.
We'll find out as time goes on.
I'm thinking episode 29. We'll have the
20,
answer.
we'll be fully enlightened.
We'll just know
We
everything.
will have reached a state of nirvana by episode 20. We'll just be two glowing beams of light
Just hit
with
record.
podcast mics,
Just
and our auras will fill people's speakers and screens
uh,
with positive energy.
that'd be good. People like
So what
that's
do
a
y'all do?
filter.
Yeah, it's like the brothers podcast or a filter. What's the fam gonna do this weekend, man?
Let's see. I think we have a friend coming over, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to launch this project for work tonight, and I've been saving a cigar to celebrate that.
Hey,
So if weather permits, I'm gonna sit outside, just smoke a cigar. That's the plan.
beautiful.
And the kids are
Yeah,
gonna do whatever they do. But that's our
yeah,
weekend. Our weekend is me smoking a cigar.
yeah. Hey, man, it's the little things.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah,
it. I know what you mean. That's beautiful.
yeah. What
Um,
about you?
I don't
And
know, man. I'm trying to stay home. I
yeah.
realize that my trauma response has me running all over the country
Mm,
all the time. Like, I have a weird relationship with home because of how
mm,
I grew up. And I never really fully leaned into it, embraced it. So,
mm-hmm.
what am I doing? I'm be at the house. Um, Same thing, homestead projects. We got
Yeah.
some rainwater retention barrels.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna try and get those set up. Yeah, there's a place not too far from here where they got them all the time. They're plastic, but they're food
yeah.
grade. And they got a bunch of them. So I'll hit you up. I'll let you know about those.
Okay. Let's
Uh,
we can clip this out of the podcast, but
or not.
or not. You'll be like, no, Rob, let's clip this. Let's ask our viewers and our listeners if we should do like a working episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that it would be nice to talk about the setup of the rain barrels because we have two here, but we
Mhm.
actually diverted the water away from them because of the torrential rain we've been getting. So I would like to take a tour after you set yours up. Do a nice.
Well, I probably need to tour yours before I set
Uh,
mine up.
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure
Episode
it out.
27 before the Enlightenment
Yeah, or four.
or four.
So, listeners, watchers, please just
Yeah,
drop a
yeah,
comment if that's something you'd be interested in,
yeah,
or
yeah,
drop
yeah.
a comment and say nope. You just
Yeah.
comment nope
We're
if
gonna
you
do
don't
it
want to
either
see
way.
it. It's gonna happen if we want to do it, but it'd be interesting to see
Yeah,
what people thought about it. Definitely keeping that in.
yeah.
Um,
But you're
thank
staying
God.
home and doing a
Staying
project.
home doing nothing,
Nice,
doing a
nice.
project. Oh, and then preseason football starting. You know, I'm a huge
Oh, that's
NFL
right.
guy.
Yeah,
So the Eagles play tonight. So I gotta get
that's
off.
oh, that's right.
Eagles
Oh,
7:30
I need to launch this project ASAP.
ASAP. You
ASAP.
can smoke your cigar and watch the birds.
Ooh, that'd be good. All right, just to be clear, Christian, you're Eagles only, right? Or are
I
you a
mean, I
fan
have
of like the
secondary
Eagles?
teams. I'm
Mhm.
a, like Eagles by a wide margin, right?
Yes.
And I won't root for any one other team like in the NFC East or
Hmm.
even in the NFC. I like players. Like I love Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson. I want to see
Okay.
Lamar Jackson be hugely successful. I
Yeah.
want him to lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Or if the
Hmm.
Eagles don't make it to the Super Bowl, I want them to win one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then who else? I mean, the Jets, you know, I'm from New Jersey. And like the
I can
Jets are
see that.
kind of like the New Jersey team. Well,
Yeah.
I like the Jets because I always root for underdogs.
Yeah.
Um, and the marginalized. So growing up,
Hmm.
most of my friends are Giants fans, friends from high school, or a lot of them are. But I like the Jets. And I'm excited to see they got Aaron Glenn as head coach. They got Justin Fields at quarterback. I think this is going to be a better team than it was with Aaron Rodgers, and I hope they do really well.
Same. I need success to happen there. Yeah.
How about you? Eagles
Yes.
only? Or?
No, no, no. I'm a fan of I'm a fan of all the teams that Reggie White played for.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what it used to be. But then after the Packers went on this anti-tush push thing, I was like, hold on now, hold on now,
Right.
take a
That's
step
against our
back.
values.
Yeah, that's
Right.
we don't. What are we doing here? So now it's been kind of Eagles kind of running away with this, and then just a fan of players.
Yeah.
So similar to that, Lamar Jackson, like of course,
Yeah. Yeah.
for no specific for no specific reason, but if he wants to come on the podcast,
Yeah.
he's
Shout
welcome
out to Lamar. Come on,
uh,
brother.
but yeah, definitely there. And then I was a fan of the Steelers, mostly for the coach, like just Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin and the story there. But I've kind of worn thin on them also. So now it's just like Eagles.
How do you feel about Mike Tomlin like bringing in Aaron Rodgers like this?
No, I'm not a fan of it.
Me either. It seems like
Yeah.
very non-Steeler-esque to like let
Yes.
this let this guy be like, well, I may or may not come into mini camp. I'll let you know when I let you
That's not
know.
us. Yeah.
But it didn't seem like the Steelers, didn't seem like Mike Tomlin. But, people adapt. Times are changing.
Yeah. But
And
I
they're
feel like
desperate for some playoff wins.
we could have held on to Justin Fields. Not we. They could have held on to Justin
Yeah.
Fields because I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, me too.
I felt like he wasn't handed. He wasn't handed
Yeah, he didn't get a fair shake.
he didn't get a fair shake in Chicago. So,
Yeah,
so I'm hoping for
that they didn't
success.
set up an offense around him. Really,
Yeah,
they didn't have the coaching staff to support him. So I'm
yeah.
hoping it goes well for him in New York.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I'm gonna get off this. I haven't eaten yet. I've been doing intermittent fasting.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, I'm blowing up. I'm on like hour 17. Well, actually, I'm getting smaller than that, so it's working. I will go grab some food, get ready for this game. You got to go launch a project so you can get the cigar.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited for this. It's gonna happen. I love you, man.
Sir. I love you
Thanks,
too,
bro.
and I'll see you soon.
Yep, yep. Thanks, y'all.
Peace. Shalom.